Hello everybody, welcome back to another Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2021 tutorial. In this one, I'm going to show you how to color grade footage in like under 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm going to show you how to make it look professional. And we're only going to use Adobe Premiere Pro with no plugins, with no purchased add-ons, nothing. This is built right into the product. So anybody can do this as long as you've got Premiere Pro. Alright, so let me show you the original footage here. I'm going to turn off an effect. Here we go. So we've got this boy walking through the forest. It's not very well filmed, as you can see here. It's very brightish. There's no contrast at all in the colors. Nothing in this pops. It just looks like washed out, faded out. Nothing, right? It's just very drab and boring. Okay, no worries. I'm going to show you how to go ahead and fix that. This is the new version. And this has nice and dark colors. You can see a lot more of the black and the browns in the trees. The greens are a little brighter. I mean, it's just a lot better. And we can do it. And I'm going to show you how to do it in about 2 or 3 minutes time. So anyways, I'll delete the effect and I'll show you step by step. First thing you want to do, go to your window up at the top here. Make sure there's a check mark beside effects. Once you do that, go to your effects search box here and type in lumetri color. This is the effect and the only effect you need to use to really go ahead and fix your footage. Drag and drop that on. Nothing happens, but don't panic. This is where we come in and we start making some adjustments. Now everybody wants a different look. So I'm going to go with what I think looks good, but if you guys have something else in mind, go nuts. First thing you do is you click down on basic correction, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start making some basic adjustments. The first one is the temperature. I'm going to go ahead and increase it to about 38, and this is a little more than I would normally do, but I really want to show you the effect. I'm not going to tint it, but I will note that if you want to go and tint it, or if you want to make this, for example, a scary movie, and you want to get some blue color action in there, you could take the temperature, and instead of going to 38, go to like -38, and you're in the blue zone, and you're in the scary film type look. So anyways, we're going for a positive 38 or so, and we're kind of going for that golden hour, nice dusky look. So we're going to not tint it, but you can if you'd like. We're going to increase the exposure by very little. I'm going to increase it by 0.2. And more importantly, you're going to increase the contrast considerably. So I'm going to go up to about 70. And let's go back to the beginning here so we can see what it looks like. Okay, we've increased the contrast a lot, and that's what you want. So off, boring, on. We're on our way. For other things I like to do is you could increase or decrease the highlights. I'm going to decrease them because I found it to be a little bright. The whites were kind of poking through. I'm also going to decrease the shadows. And the reason why is if when I do that, you can see that the blacks and the dark colors are starting to come out a little more. I'm decreasing the whites as well because the whites in the original shot were a little bit blown out, in my opinion, and a little bit bleach looking. And I'm also going to adjust the blacks, and I'm going to decrease the blacks too. Now normally you don't decrease all of these at once, but this video is a little different. So again, this is the way I would look at making it, but yeah, you might like something else. Saturation I generally don't touch. I will go down to creative though, and I will go ahead and sharpen. This is one of the ones that I like to increase, and when I do that, when I go way over the top, it looks kind of fake. But when you go to like a sharpen of like say 20, you get even more of the differences between the colors here. You get the dark and the whites, a lot more balance, a lot more pop, so to speak. I also increase the vibrance a little bit here, and I'm going to go ahead to about 30. I don't want to overdo it. And again, I stay away from the saturation. The saturation is usually just fine. The other things you can look at, I generally wouldn't do it, but you can go ahead, and if you want to change the curves, you can change the master curve if you want to make it brighter or darker. But if you want to change a specific color, let's say the blue, click on the blue like I've just done here, and you can add and decrease the blue, or the blue axis, so to speak, by going ahead and just upping and changing this as I'm doing here. I'm not going to do it, but just be aware that if you want to do it that way, it is available. These generally you don't need to touch. What else do I want to show you? Outside of that, these are all pretty basic. If you want to change the colors, go ahead But again, in this case, you don't really need to. The last thing I'll show you though is if you want to go ahead and add a vignette in, you can kind of go down and like take it down to like a minus 0.7 or minus 1 just to really show you the effect. I like to do vignettes because it sort of looks, just gives it a little bit more interesting. It draws your eyes to the center, so it takes it away from the edges, and you can go ahead and adjust that as well. But all in all, just in a few short minutes there, we took some really bad footage, and then, whoa, my screen went wonky here. And then we turn it on, and we've got some very nice looking color corrected footage. It looks professional, and it can be done in 3 or 4 minutes with just lumetri color. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Got a lot more stuff coming up. Stay tuned.